Can you repeat the question, please? Actually, I had not started the recording, so if someone will listen, they will miss your question.
Okay. So in the last story, we learned like Arjun's state and how he was like a true devotee of Shri Krishna. So like for normal jivas like us, how can we reach that state through Thakurji's grace, or is it through like gifted to us by Shri Thakurji?
Prabhuji has shown us the method for attaining this state. By seva also we can attain this state, and the person who is not able to perform seva of Bhagavan, he can attain this state by remembering Bhagavan all the time. By Shravan, Kirtan and Smaran. This is the one method, but the most important method or the first option is of performing seva of Bhagavan. If not seva, then you can choose the method of Shravan, Kirtan and Smaran. And if we try to avoid all the worldly materials, if we start living the Samarpit Jivan, means in which we are not using any material or we are not in contact of anything which is not related to Bhagavan Shri Krishna, then we can attain this state. This is the state for which Mahaprabhuji says that this is the last juncture of devotion, last juncture of bhakti.
So you're saying like this state comes with bhakti?
Yes. The 4 steps of increasing our bhakti are ruchi, prema, asakti and vyasan. In which we are, for now, we can say that we are on the standard of ruchi. Means we are having curiosity, we are trying to perform devotion, we are learning it. The second step is of prema, in which we have love for Bhagavan. This is the second state. The third one is asakti. This is the condition where we lose our interest in all the other materials other than Krishna. We are just interested in Krishna. We just are interested in his devotion and nothing else. We don't want any other thing. We are just interested in having Krishna, and all the other materials other than bhakti, we feel that they are like a disturbance for us. All the other activities, all the other people who are not related to Krishna, all such activities which are not related to Krishna, the devotee on the standard of asakti, he feels that everything is disturbing me. This is known as asakti. And the last step is of vyasan, which is for which the example of Arjun is given here, that a person cannot stay alive without Krishna. This is the last step, last juncture of devotion, in which we can understand the example of Gajan Dhawan also. He was a sevak of Sri Mahaprabhuji, and when he got old, his Thakurji said that now you want to be able to perform my seva, therefore let us go to the house of Sri Mahaprabhuji. So Gajan Dhawan with his Thakurji, he went to Sri Mahaprabhuji's house and he told that I want to be able to perform seva anymore, my body is not working. So Mahaprabhuji used to perform the seva of Thakurji of Gajan Dhawan, and Gajan Dhawan stayed at his place, at his house only. And once Mahaprabhuji's wife told Gajan Dhawan to get the pan for bidi of Sri Thakurji from the market. So when Gajan Dhawan was on his...
Okay, thank you, Aja.
Shall I start?
Sorry, I lost my network.
Should I start?
No, let me complete this. So when Gajandavan fainted at that time, Bhagavan Thakurji told Sri Mahaprabhuji that I won't have Rajbhog until Gajandavan doesn't return. I want him in front of me. So this is the condition of Vyasan, in which Gajandavan was going to purchase the pan for Thakurji only. It was also seva, but he was not able to bear the distance between him and Thakurji. He wanted Thakurji all the time in front of him. And in the Varta, we learn that whole day Gajandavan used to sit near the door of the mandir and just used to speak out the name of Bhagavan, because his body was not working. So he was not able to do anything else. So this is the condition of Vyasan, in which we cannot bear the distance between us, between Bhagavan and us. This is the last juncture of devotion. So Mahaprabhuji has explained the method of seva by which we can reach near to this state of Vyasan. After that, we can attain Bhagavan. Now Bhagavan provides the result or the fruit of devotion to the devotee. So what I wanted to say was that if Gajandavan, by performing seva of Bhagavan and by following the path of Sri Mahaprabhuji, if he can attain the condition of Vyasan, then why can't we? The only thing is that with how much dedication we are following the orders given by Mahaprabhuji. That's the only thing. All the 84 Vaishnavas, if we read their stories, we see that everyone has attained Sri Krishna just by following what Sri Mahaprabhuji told them to do.
Can you repeat the 4 stages of devotion again?
Means I have to explain it, or if you just want to know the names?
I just want to know the names.
Okay. The first one is Ruchi.
Okay, thank you.
No, you said you want to know the name of all the 4 conditions?
Yes.
So write it down. First one is Ruchi. Yes, now you can go ahead if we don't have any other.
Raja?
Yes.
I think you were disconnected. We didn't hear you. We just heard you saying only Ruchi.
Oh, sorry. I have some network issue here. Sorry. Ruchi. The second one is Prem. Third one is Asakti. And the fourth one is Vyasan.
Okay.
We will understand this in the next chapter of Pushti Bhakti, next to next chapter.
Okay, Raja. They wrote it down now.
Okay. Yes, we can start ahead now. I'm not able to hear you.
Bhagwan, the protector of refugees. It is the very nature of Bhagwan to protect the being whom he considers as his own and who surrenders to him. This thing can easily be understood from the biography of devotees. There are innumerable examples, like relieving Gajendra elephant from the grip of the crocodile, providing Draupadi with clothes, rescued Vraj dwellers by holding Giriraj mount from Indra's wrath, becoming the charioteer of Arjun, performing Narsi Mehta's Mameru, becoming a courtier of Ugrasena. There are some extracts from the biography of devotees in which Bhagwan emerges as the protector of his devotees. Hence, showing the significance of the resort in Bhagwan in his treatise Vivekadharyashraya, Sri Vallabhacharya says, Sarvam Ashrayato Bhavet, meaning everything becomes possible by taking resort to Bhagwan. Bhagwan too says in the Gita, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshasyami ma sudha, meaning such as those that are obstructive in coming to my refuge. Arjun, leave aside all dharmas and come to my sole refuge. I shall protect you from all sins. That means from all the obstacles you will face at the time of your coming to my refuge. Therefore be free from worries. Saying this, Bhagwan has very kindly manifested that all worldly and Vedic dharmas are of secondary minor importance against refuge to Bhagwan. So, in summary, this is saying that when his devotees think of him, Bhagwan also comes down and protects his refugees, and there's like different examples where he takes on the form in earth to protect his devotees.
So the person who has a trust on Bhagwan, the person who accepts Krishna as his savior and his refuge, Bhagwan also protects that person. He never lets any of his devotees face any problem in their life. And even if we are facing any problem, we must feel, we must understand, we must accept that this is happening for my good only. I have some benefit with this. Only then Bhagwan is making me face all these things. So we must not feel that Bhagwan is doing something bad for us because he is our well-wisher. He can never let any of his devotees face any problem. Therefore, here the examples are given that Gajendra was in the body of elephant. He was the king Indradyumna, and because of the curse, he had got the body of an elephant. And once a crocodile in the lake caught his leg, and he was just trying to kill him. At that time, Gajendra he tried to tell Bhagwan his problem, and he asked Bhagwan for the help. At that time, Bhagwan appeared in front of him and protected him. So because he trusted Bhagwan, Bhagwan also came as his savior. Same is the example of Draupadi, that when in the assembly of Kauravas, when she was insulted and they started tearing her clothes, at that time she also remembered Bhagwan and Bhagwan protected her. And same are the example of Vrajvasis also, that Bhagwan protected them by lifting the Govardhan Parvat, and all those Vrajvasis were rescued. Same for Narsi Mehta. So these are the examples in which Bhagwan has protected his devotees. We can see clearly in the example of Prahlad also, that his father tried to kill him, but because he was not afraid, he firmly accepted Krishna as a savior, and because he felt that Krishna is my savior, so nothing can happen to me. And at the last moment also, when Hiranyakashipu said that you have a trust that Bhagavan is present everywhere, then let me see how he protects you. At that time, Prahlad firmly said that yes, Bhagavan is present everywhere. So he said that is he present in this pillar, and when he broke that pillar, Bhagavan appeared from him, from that pillar. Why he appeared? Because Prahlad had a trust on Bhagavan. He was not afraid. He didn't even had a single % of doubt on the presence of Bhagavan and on the samarthya of Bhagavan, on the power of Bhagavan. So Bhagavan appeared for him because of that trust. So here Mahaprabhuji explains us that therefore in all these examples we see that the devotees who had trust on Bhagavan and who accepted Krishna as their only savior, Bhagavan appeared in front of them, Bhagavan always protected them. Therefore everything becomes possible if we take resort in Bhagavan. And same thing Bhagavan explains in the Gita to Arjuna also, that don't worry about what will happen after this and what will be the result of these deeds. Just do it as I am saying it, and I will protect you if there is any type of problem after performing this duty. So Arjun was afraid that what will happen if I kill my brothers, and if I will fight against my guru, and I will have many sins, and what will be the result of all those sins. So Bhagavan said that don't worry about anything, just do, because I am saying. You are not doing it for your own self, but you are following my orders, and therefore I will protect you from all the sins if they will happen. So in all these conditions, Bhagavan has protected his devotees, and none of his devotees faced any problem in their life if they had complete trust on Bhagavan. Continue.
To demand from Bhagavan is servant-like attitude. Reading and hearing such descriptions of Bhagavan's power and mercifulness, very often people who are in big or small difficulties make an indiscreet demand before God to save them. But such people should remember that the path of Pushti devotion does not teach to behave like this. Bhagavan is omniscient. He knows everything about all. Therefore, the difficulties of devotees are not unknown to him. Whatever Bhagavan does for his devotee, he does it only for his good. Hence, one should have full trust in Bhagavan and should give up the least thought of asking for anything from Bhagavan. In this matter, Prahladaji's words are worth considering. After killing Hiranyakashipu, Bhagavan commanded Prahlad to ask for a boon. Every man should carve in his heart the answer Prahlad gave to Bhagavan. Should I continue reading this?
No, conclude this much, what you have read.
So, should I read what Prahlad said?
Okay, read it out.
Prahlad says, O Lord, you are tempting me to ask for a boon to test whether I have qualifications to become your devotee. Physical and worldly pleasures very often entangle one in the rounds of birth and death. You are always the well-wisher of your devotee, so how can you think that your devotee may be ensnared by worldly pleasures? Hence, there seems no other purpose behind your command to ask for a boon except testing me. O Bhagavan, the servant who asks for anything from you to fulfill his desires is no more a devotee. He is a Banya-type servant who asks to be paid in return of his services. And the Lord who fulfills somebody's desire with the sentiment, if I fulfill his desire, he will perform my service, cannot become a true Lord. But I am your servant without having desire for any fruit, and you are my Lord, who does not have any expectations from his servant except trust and pure love. The relationship between you and me is not like that between the king and his employee. Both the king and the employee have to fulfill their selfish ends. The king wishes to have fulfillment of his work, and the employee wishes to have payment in return. Therefore, if you want to give me a boon, give me such that there may not arise in my mind any kind of desire. All the qualities like dharma, intellect, truth, luster, etc., are destroyed in a man in whose mind any desire arises. One who gives up all kinds of desire does obtain devotion for Bhagwan.
Now you can complete this. Read ahead also.
Okay.
Complete
Hearing these pretty words of Prahlad, Bhagwan became very much pleased with him and said, O Prahlad, those who are my single-minded devotees like you never ask from me the fulfillment of any kind of worldly and otherworldly desires. Hence, the devotees of Bhagwan should hold steadfast resort in Bhagwan, giving up all the desires that entrap them in the afflicts of worldly pleasure and pain. Therefore, in his treatise Chatusloki, Sri Vallabhacharya says, Yadi Shri Gokuladisho Trata Sarvatmana Radi Tattaha Kim Abram Bruhi Lokikaya Vedikar Api Ataha Sarvatmana Sashvat Gokuleshwara Padayo Marnam Bhajanam Chapi Na Tyajam Iti Me Matihi. Meaning, one who has held in heart Shri Krishna, the Lord of Gokul, tell me what else is to be obtained by worldly and Vedic means. Hence, one should perform the worship and remembrance of Shri Krishna by all means and for all the times. You should never give them up. This is my firm conviction. So, in summary, this sentiment of thinking that if you worship Bhagwan, that your desires, your worldly desires will be fulfilled is a wrong sentiment to go into this path. So basically, if you have like an unselfish devotion to Bhagwan, then he'll also have that same love and trust back. So it works both ways. He's not gaining anything from it either. So if we have that sentiment that we're doing this out of pure love, then we know that Bhagwan will do. We have to know that Bhagwan does everything for the good of us. We can't ever ask him.
So in the last topic, we understood that we must have trust in Bhagwan, and firmly we must accept that Krishna is my savior. And therefore there is nothing to be afraid of any of the situation, and there are no chances in which we cannot accept any of the condition, because everything is happening because Bhagwan wishes that to happen. So after that, here the topic is that if we understand the example of Prahlad, we can see that he never demanded anything from Bhagwan, but Bhagwan himself came to protect him. He just used to chant the name of Bhagwan all the time, and there was nothing else he did. Means Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This was the only mantra he used to chant all the time in the remembrance of Bhagwan. It was not like demanding anything from Bhagwan. And same he used to continue whenever his father created any problem for him. But in all these conditions, Bhagwan came to protect him. Bhagwan appeared in front of him to protect him. So Bhagwan is omniscient. He is present everywhere. He can understand whatever we think, whatever we want, and we are not knowing that what happened in our past and what has to happen in our future. But Bhagwan knows our present, past and future, everything. So sensibly, he knows more than us. He understands more than us. He can create the situation which is good for us in our future. We don't understand it for now. For example, if there is a small child, he demands that I don't want to go to school, I don't want to study. But his parents understand the future, that the child needs to learn things, he has to attain knowledge. only then he will have a better future. But child doesn't understand this, and in his small age he demands that he wants to play and he doesn't want to learn. But his parents forcefully sends him to school, forcefully makes him learn, forcefully makes him study. So at that time we feel that they are troubling us, they are not letting us play, they are creating problems for us, but those are not the problems, they are good for our future. So same happens with us also. When we are facing some problem, we are having some trouble, at that moment we feel that Bhagwan is not understanding, or does he doesn't know that my condition is like this. So for instance we feel so, but as like our parents, Bhagwan understands that what has to happen in the future, and therefore whatever he does for our betterment only. So if we are demanding that I have done this much for you, so now I must not face any problem, these conditions must not be created in my life. So these are not the demands which we must make with Bhagwan. We must not ask for anything from Bhagwan. And for that the conversation of Prahlad is given here, that when Bhagwan appeared in front of him and killed Hiranyakashipu, at that time he told Prahlad that you can ask for any boon you want. I am happy with you. I am pleased with you. At that time Prahlad said that bless me in such a way that no desire just arrives in my mind. Means I must not have any type of desires in my mind. Bless me like that. So Bhagavan was very happy hearing this, and he told Prahlad that whatever you are asking for is indeed a good sign. And Bhagavan was very happy that Prahlad didn't ask for anything, because we have love for Bhagavan, and that love must be selfless love. There must not be any type of desire for performing that devotion. Means give and take type of relation must not be there between us and Bhagavan. And generally we in our relations we see that this person will help me in future, and therefore for now I must maintain good relation with him, because if someday I need him, he will help me. So we are maintaining that relation not with love, but we are maintaining that relation for having some benefit from that person. So this must not be a kind of feeling in devotion. This is not the right devotion, or at least this is not the type of devotion which is accepted by Mahaprabhuji. Mahaprabhuji doesn't accept this, and for which Prahlad is saying that this is like the mentality of a businessman who always try to have some profit from all his activities. He is not interested in maintaining the relation without any profit. So this must not be our mindset with Bhagavan. We must not expect anything from Bhagavan. We are having Bhagavan, we are blessed, because a person is not able, he can never reach near Bhagavan. But if we are in the path of devotion with the blessings of Sri Mahaprabhuji, then we are truly blessed. So we must accept it as a blessing and must not demand anything from Bhagavan. So here it is said that Bhagavan was also happy hearing this, and Mahaprabhuji also explains in Chatusloki that the person who has held Bhagavan Shri Krishna in his heart, then there is what is there in this world, or which are those type of results explained in the Ved, which are more than having Bhagavan. So after attaining Bhagavan, we must not have any type of desire in our heart, and we must feel blessed that I have attained Krishna, the one who is creator, protector and destroyer of this whole universe. The whole universe is in his hands. He is the protector of everything, and I have attained Krishna. So there is nothing more than attaining Bhagavan. There is nothing more than attaining his devotion. I hope this topic is clear now. If we have any textual question, we will have them in the next week. Let us end here today. And we are concluding.